Kin price strategy. Now, this is not supposed to be any kind of advice. It's just how I see things and how I would go about it. The problem with Kin right now at this current price, which is I think like 43 million market cap or 40 million euros market cap, talking in euros, is that it's kind of expensive for where it's at now. But, it's the same with most investments you would maybe make in the stock market. So it's very similar in the sense like, so you have a 40 million market cap, and if there's no Android coming, if things don't turn out the way it's planned, then 40 million is very high. It's actually then way too high, because then it would drop instantly like tenfold. But if things turn out, then I think it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's cheap, but there is a likelihood that it could do tenfold, hundredfold easily. Because for a crypto at the current market prices of the overall market, 400 million is not that much. I don't think it even breaks the top 100, does it? I could take a look right now. It would. Let's see. You would need to break the top 100. You would need 500 million, 522 million. So it doesn't even if it does tenfold, it doesn't even enter the top 100. So, and now imagine the scenario that Android comes out and it really hits the viral sweet spot, where it really starts to go viral in some countries, or maybe even worldwide. Then I think we're talking easily hundredfold increase. And I mean, that would be still, even if it would do 100-fold, it would still be on position. It would be put on position 21. Okay, that's kind of high. That's kind of high. Okay, so it would be on position 21. But there is, by some members of the community, speculation that it could become as big as something like Bitcoin. For that, a lot of other stuff would have to happen. I think for that to happen, for it to become larger than Bitcoin, it would have to be a completely decentralized. I mean, it's open source already, but it would have to be a completely decentralized wallet. I don't think it's possible to do it as to get there as a centralized wallet, unless you got a whole bunch of merchants coming in with their own kind of system and accepting kin and stuff like that. But on the other hand, which currency in the history of humankind is truly a global currency? And this is the first time maybe you could say the US dollar comes close, but it's not really close. You don't pay with US dollars in most countries in Europe. You have to exchange it. So it would be interesting if there's really a road to a truly global currency, which it could become in theory. And you don't know about viral. We live in a time where virality can give you, instantly millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of users. So there is definitely potential that a cold wallet could overnight have, a couple million users if it hits the right sweet spot. And but I think it's really an uphill battle because it's not truly a first time. It's not like it's the first message into cross operable messenger. There's tons of wallets out there already, and but it is unique enough that people might really make it viral. And then of course 40 million as a market cap is a joke, of course. Then we're talking definitely at least 4 billion market cap. And maybe by the time that everything comes out, maybe the market is already 5 times bigger anyway. So then we could talk also thousandfold, possibly to 40 billion. But for it to topple Bitcoin, a lot of other stuff would have to happen. Now, the interesting thing is, in comparison to, to Bitcoin or to Solana or anything, it doesn't have any inflation. I think all other coins that I know of in the top, let's say 20, I think they all have inflation. I think there's none that doesn't have inflation. Inflation, by that I mean not total amount of coins, but constant selling into the market. Even Ripple, I think, is constantly selling into the market. So, interesting, very interesting stuff. And is it worth the risk and reward ratio? I think it depends how much you trust the team, mostly, not the community. The community is not gonna do much. It's all related to Cold Wallet, whether Cold Wallet can pull it off, and whether merchants will accept it. I think the checkout process with the payments SDK from Cold Wallet, I think it's smooth enough that enough people will try to build it in. And it's clear that Cold Wallet has been designed with potential virality from the bottom up. Even that if you give away a cash link, you have to download the app and so forth and so forth. But I wouldn't wait too long because, Telegram is pushing ahead. There's now this Not Coin or something it's called on Telegram, which is not minted yet, but it has already 10 million users in like a week. So I think they need to launch fairly quickly. I think Cold Wallet needs to launch within February, March, fully. And but it's not like the winner takes all, because there's going to be different use cases, definitely. And interestingly enough, for example, Telegram, so many people don't have Telegram. Pretty much everyone has WhatsApp, but a lot of people don't have Telegram, which surprises me all the time. And there you see that mainstream use is not always related to best technical product, for example, or security or whatever. So I would, if I were somebody who's considering getting into Kin, I would try to time it perfectly with the Android release. Possibly even the on-ramp. So even if Android comes out but there's no on-ramp, you still have probably plenty of time left. But if there's on-ramp and Android and iPhone on-ramp, then I think we'll see... This is another thing. I think we will then see a constant movement of... Yeah, I think let's think about this realistically. If Android comes out, on-ramp comes out, then you're going to see people buying Kin from within the app on a constant basis. In the beginning, it's just going to be a few people. But it's a certain point, when the price starts going up, people are going to notice it, they're going to download it, those are going to buy as well, then it's probably going to go really fast. So it's probably that it will start really slow, and then in like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it'll speed up like crazy, and then everybody will try to get in. But that's one thing. And then the next step is basically to make people really use it in real life. Like, I think there has to be some kind of convincing, which I'll try to do on my YouTube channels, but I think there needs to be some convincing of people trying to convince people in real life. So be like, hey, go to your local whatever and try to convince them to take in instead of, you know, your local currency or something. But I've seen people ready to do that. I think there is a hardcore user base possibility that people will start to do that. So yeah.